These are the four most important Texas elections this year. In 2018, the elections for these four offices cost over $390 million, more than double the cost of the previous election 4 years earlier. Only 9% of this $390 million came from small donors. So, 91% of the funding for our state elections comes from wealthy donors buying political influence. Today, candidates who spend the most money win 90 to 95% of the time. If that money came from the people the candidate was running to represent, that would be fair. So here is District 23, our largest congressional district. In 2018, that one election for a seat in the U.S. House cost $11 million. About $5.5 million was raised by each candidate. 1.6% of this came from the people who live in District 23. 25% came from other places in Texas. But 73% of $11 million for this one seat came from out of state. To make things worse, Texas is one of 11 states that allows unlimited donations. The way to stop big business and private money buying elections is to start adopting publicly funded elections. 19 states have started adopting different forms of public funding, and they usually limit donations to $250 to ensure that candidates are responsive to voters of all levels of income instead of catering to the wealthy and well-connected. If a district was round, a publicly funded election would be like a protective glass dome over it. The majority of contributions must come from the people who live and vote inside that district. An example is the use of vouchers in Seattle. Voters receive 4 $25 vouchers that go to the candidates of their choice. You may not think one $25 voucher would add up to much, but consider that each congressional district, regardless of size or shape, has about 750,000 people. If we go back to District 23, and if only 1/3 of those voters gave one candidate a $25 voucher, that's more than those large donors raised in 2018. When the city of Austin recently tried to create democracy dollars inspired by Seattle's vouchers, our state government tried to outlaw publicly funded elections for the entire state of Texas. That's how corrupt campaign finance has become. Thanks to voter advocacy groups, that bill failed to pass. But what if money could no longer buy elections? Candidates would be focused on the people they were running to represent. Influence on our laws would no longer be for sale. What if representatives spent time in their districts, focused solely on issues because they didn't need to waste time fundraising anymore? What if all candidates had the same donation limits and the same amount of campaign funds? We'd have younger, more diverse, more women, and candidates from all income levels able to run and win against the wealthy legacy who've been buying elections for too long. Our votes combined with vouchers would ensure that the representatives we elected actually represented our interest. We surveyed all candidates in these 4 elections and then built the Texas 2020 Voter Guide so we could all see what candidates stand for. Please go to texas2020.org and learn about our 10 nonpartisan solutions that we call 10 for Texas, and then let's all elect candidates in 2020 who will help clean up elections in Texas.